What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to learn how to do the cover that I made with Alli for MGMT's Electric Feel, which is also probably my favorite song about finding love with an electric eel. But it's also going to be a little bit of a demonstration of the Strymon Timeline delay pedal, specifically the ice verb feature on it, which really adds like a lot to kind of like an atmospheric ambient type deal. So real quick, my clean tone just sounds like this. Which is really just the Mesa reverb on the Mesa 525 Express. So with the ice verb engaged, so I think what it really does is it kind of adds like a really awesome atmosphere. Again, the Strymon Timeline, if you haven't heard of it, is a really awesome delay pedal. It does a ton of different things. But what I like specifically most about this setting is it adds an ambient kind of vibe that can really let chords breathe over like a performance. So if you haven't checked out the one I did with Alli, I'll link you below to check that out. But basically, before I turn the delay back on, I want to just go over the chords that we're using, all right? We have this one right here, which is like a B minor add 11, something like that. 7th fret on the low E string, 7th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G string, and then the 5th fret on the B string. And then the way I'm playing it is going to be root, D, G, and B at the same time. And then kind of like two mutes. Okay? So if you kind of like this style of playing, I definitely recommend that you kind of get used to anchoring your index, middle, and ring fingers on the D, G, and B string, and then having your thumb go back and forth between the E and the A string, right? So we've got the first one. And these are just really kind of simple major 7 voicings, which, again, you've probably seen me use in every other video I've ever made. So this is D major 7, 5A, root note D, 7D, 6G, 7B. I'm just playing them all together. And then going to a G major 7 voicing, 3E, 4D, 4G, 3B. So, and in between this, I'm getting another mute just to kind of help with the timing of it, because this is like a really sparse arrangement type deal, and the timing is can be kind of tricky if you're just playing. Okay, and then back to this. So basically, those are the 3 main chords, all right? So we've got the B minor 11, D major 7, G major 7. Now I'm grabbing this chord on the way back to the B minor 11, which we can talk about the music theory about this for a second. This is the 6th chord, okay? In the key of D. D major is what we're kind of basing this whole thing off of, right? So B minor 11 to D major to G major to A dominant 7. So this would be a 6, 1, 4, 5 progression. Okay, and then the second time, I'm using a different voicing for this G major 7. Same deal, the same voicing I'm using on the D, I'm getting on the G. And again, in the key of D, we go a whole step, and a half step. That brings us to the 4 chord, okay? So, it's really just 6, 1, 4, kind of a 5 progression in there. It just loops over and over again, all right? So, when you add the Strymon back into it, you get a lot more of a vibe that it kind of creates that atmosphere. Especially so the second time around when I grab the higher voiced G major 7. A cool thing that you can do with these delay pedals is they really respond to dynamics really well. So what I mean by that is like it's real smooth because my playing is kind of even at this point, but then that kind of slide back that really kind of creates kind of like a, I don't know, just a call your attention type thing, because I'm really hitting that harder. So you hear the repeats more, because it's kind of like a a thing that like an attack. The attack of that chord is actually represented better in the amount of repeats that happen. Whereas when you're kind of just playing, you don't really hear the delays as much because the decay, which again, a lot of these things you can set as parameters on the pedal, is really just kind of creating that atmosphere and not necessarily just hearing a repeated version of the signal. So it's just a way that you can kind of incorporate your dynamics to kind of create maybe like a cool atmospheric effect. So just kind of a quick lesson. I wanted to run you through. I've been meaning to kind of showcase the ice setting on the Strymon Timeline because again, my favorite delay pedal ever. It's a really cool pedal. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, the comment section, or the website. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.